Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Talk with the Missus.
Yes.
What an exciting time to be able to come to you in the comfort of your home. Maybe you're in the car, maybe in the office, depending on where you are in the world, but just wherever you're joining from. It's a joy for us and a pleasure to be able to come to you. And we are believing that you will be thoroughly impacted today.
Amen.
And you would enjoy every minute of this conversation. I mean, this is a conversation we began 2 weeks ago, so you can imagine how excited we are to hopefully conclude it today.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
hopefully
we hope
will.
to.
We hope
Yes.
to. So, we'll be discussing, the subject on helping others in choosing life partner. But we'd like to welcome you. We've got the missus here.
Yes.
And, I'm going to let her give some shout out and just welcome you. And we will begin the conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
So welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on where you are tuning in from. As always, we are so happy and delighted that you are here with us, spending this time, whenever this time is for you, with us. And we are, Pastor Moses and Chioma Omoviye,
Yeah.
and we are here to have a conversation. But the joy of this conversation is that you are part of the conversation.
You are.
So, as always, let us know
a big
where.
part of it.
Yeah, definitely. So let us know where you're tuning in from, and just type away tuning in from, and let us know your name also. And if it's your first time here, do let us know so we can give that lovely shout out to
That's
you.
some first timers the last time, isn't
We
it?
did, yeah, we did. So it's nice to know when somebody's new. Like, we've been doing Talk with the Missus for we've been doing it for a few years now, before pandemic, where we discuss everyday things, everyday thoughts, everyday issues or concerns as pertains to marriage, or pertains to nearly marriage, or pertains with, things that are very, very relevant, like money management, children upbringing, in-laws. I was going to say in-law invasion, but it's not really an invasion. Inclusion. There we go.
A serious topic, like
yes,
in-law invasion. Like, what kind of topic is that?
Yeah. So not in-law invasion, in-law inclusion. Yeah. So,
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. I was thinking of a I word, and then just invasion came to my head. I don't know. But anyway, no, inclusion, because I love in-laws. So we talk about all the different day-to-day normal things in a wonderful, down-to-earth, simple way, and with a godly aspect.
Yeah.
One that we feel is very, very vital sometimes in decision making. I think it's like a thought pattern. You just know where we're coming from in different things. And these conversations have helped us for years. I think we used to literally have these conversations, when like you're courting or you're getting to know somebody, and then you're talking and you're talking and the person's falling asleep, and they're like, oh, you're sleeping, go to sleep. No, I'm okay. Oh, but you're going to go to work in like 3 hours. I'll be fine. So you go back to sleep. But anyway, we used to have all these conversations. We just always speaking. So Talk with the Missus came about from one day we were having these conversations. I was like, oh, I wish somebody would just be like a spy in the wall or something to hear these conversations, because they're so rich and so empowering for your mindset and everything. So this is how Talk with the Missus started. We then brought a camera, and then we'll be able to broadcast these conversations, and this is where we are today. And now you're part of the conversation, so please do let us know where you are tuning in from, and then we'll be able to start.
Great. So let us know, all those who have joined already, let us know where you are tuning in from. Just notify I'm online and I'm tuning in from, let us know. So we've got Ngozi Norom saying we tune to it. Hello everyone.
Hello, hello.
God bless you.
God
Hello.
bless
Thank you for
you.
joining in.
Amen.
And then we've got Juliet Eweka, and she says, "Good evening, Pastor and Mrs. Omoviye.
Good evening.
This is Juliet from Southampton.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining in. We are going to, start a conversation, and we'll be acknowledging people as they come in. And so our topic of discussion is helping others in choosing a life partner. This is part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, we did part
2
weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So, and because we didn't conclude on that day, a lot of people felt, we need to do the part 2 because we need to kind of be able to get through everything. And so we decided, okay, let's do the part 2. And here we are.
Yes.
And we are believing God that through this evening's broadcast, mm-hmm. you will be helped. You will find wisdom to help somebody.
Amen.
And, to both find and choose a life partner. And that's important. I know the topic is helping, others in choosing a life partner. I was thinking about it earlier on today, and I said, there's a part of it that is helping others in choosing a life partner. But also, what about the part of helping others in finding a life partner? And I thought to myself that it would be, wise and interesting to be able to look at, how do you help somebody, to find. Helping someone in choosing a life partner is basically assuming that, okay, the person is the people in the circulation, and it's a matter of choosing. But also, I think there is also the element of helping others in finding. So I would like to be able to just to put that in. Okay. I'd like to be able to get into that today, and hopefully, somebody will learn something. And so when we talk about helping somebody in choosing a life partner, we did say the last time that it is very important that we note that, our comments about, potential suitors of people is crucial.
It's true.
And whether we know it or not, people actually, sometimes make decisions, react, and do things based on the responses, even if it's that you gave, even if it's a side comment,
a laugh,
a rolling
of eyes,
all of that plays a role in people deciding. They may not tell you, some of them would say, oh, it's not really that, I wasn't feeling it anyway. But the truth is your comment, your opinion, your reaction, your response played a role in their choosing of a life partner. So before we make comments, before we, roll our eyes or laugh,
just react.
Yeah, before we react, we should be mindful that we do not cost somebody, the possibility and potential of being settled with the person that they should be with. Because sometimes what God has for you, or even the man that you are to marry, does not necessarily arrive or come in the package that you desire him. And so goes with the woman that you are also married to. Many times don't come in the package that you desire. Well, when I say that package that you desire, package that you thought, you expected that he or she will come with. So that's very important. And so, let's begin from the aspect of the choosing, and then we'll walk our way into the aspect of finding. Yeah. And you have something to share.
I mean, like what you're saying now, with sometimes the person doesn't come in the package that you thought. So it's very important that even, sometimes the people that are even married themselves, the person you married, is that the person you thought that you would marry? Did they come in the package that you thought that you would marry? So before you now start, having opinions for other people, or, allowing other people's opinions to rule their decision making, remind yourself that, okay, even when it was my own turn or my own time, I didn't follow who I thought that I would end up with, because sometimes it's like that, not all the time, but sometimes. So it's important to with that understanding, then ensure that when you're advising somebody, because now you're in an advisory kind of mode or an advisory position where the person doesn't have to take your advice, but there's an importance in giving a quality advice.
Most definitely.
There's a reliance also on that, because you know that maybe one day that person will quote you another time. So the advice that you gave, whether it's a positive advice for the person that they wanted or a negative one for the person they wanted or were thinking of, is something that it would leave a mark in them. I can't remember. There was somebody that I spoke to years ago, and I think it was, thank you, I think it was like relationship advice. And they said to me years later, after I spoke to them, that, oh, I always remember the advice that you gave me, that God took his time to make you. So be sure to allow God to take his time to make the other person that will fit you, something like that. And I was like, whoa, that sounds like good advice. Like, wow, did I say that? You sure it was me? But I was like, oh, that sounds nice. Oh, okay, nice. You're like, okay. So sometimes even your own advice, because when God is speaking through you, sometimes you don't even know what it is that you're saying and how it impacts or impart somebody's life. So it's important to ensure that when you are giving advice, you're giving it from a good place, a place where you are genuine, a place where you are giving advice to where it's not self-seeking, there's no interior or ulterior motive. It's just, a genuine advice for that person for that very question. And then when we're talking about advising someone in who to marry, we all know that marriage is a big deal. It's a massive deal. It's a destiny deal. And you can't allow the person to make a destiny move irrationally, or make a destiny move, without considering all the things. The Bible talks about when if a man that is going to build a house, he should count his cost. When you're entering in a marriage, it's much more than building a house. You're building generations. You're building nations. You're building a legacy. You're building lineage. You're building something. It's more than a house, but you're still building. So to know the person that is meant to walk in alongside with you to help and being part of this journey of building, you need to now know, okay, kind of not the total ins and outs, because it's a journey, so you're discovering as you're going along, but you need to know, firstly, is this a tool, or is this a person, or is this a spouse that I should even consider? So I think when we're helping somebody, you should base it on the things that they should be considering. The crucial things that they should be considering.
Not superficial things.
So what's their relationship with like the Lord? Are they, if something is going bad for them, are they closed up, or are they, all over the place, like crying, or are they like they praying about it, or because marriage has phases. It has it's like a journey, like I said. So it has different moments where there'll be fun times, there'll be sads of sober moments, there'll be crying times. Nobody wants crying times, but not like you're crying because of each other, but maybe something that you want to pursue as a couple is not happening. Let's say fruitfulness, or a relocation, or a promotion, or different things that you want, a job, something that would push you guys to not be happy, that you are down, in your mood or your joy, levels. So how would that person be able to deal with that? What's their personality like? Can you actually deal with this person's challenging sides? I was going to say bad sides, but it's not really a bad. It's just some people have challenging sides, and some people have more challenging sides than non-challenging sides. So are you able to deal with those characters? Stubborn, like very outspoken, very, are you able to deal with all of that? So if, let's say, you're coming for advice, and we're assuming that you're actually coming for advice to take advice or to hear the advice, and not just get somebody to rubber stamp what you actually had in mind, but you actually came for a genuine advice. Okay, let's say you now came. How would you now, receive that advice? Are you going to receive it and analyze it and, apply it and work with it? Or are you just gonna, brush the person off and say, oh, anyway, I know what I'm gonna do? So that's another side of the story. But the person giving the advice, give it to them really with, their future in mind, their destiny in mind, their everything that they have in mind. And knowing also that people don't come, like you said at the very beginning, don't come in the package that you thought that they will come.
Yeah, they don't necessarily come.
No, they don't. They don't. I'm sure I didn't come in the package you thought. But I didn't come in the package my husband thought. He thought he was gonna marry one big time. What is it? Anyway, you talk. You tell them.
I didn't personally. I didn't think that I was going to marry.
Yeah.
I was an evangelist.
A new convert.
Yeah.
To start off with.
So I didn't think that I was going to marry an evangelist.
Okay.
No, that was not.
Because you knew it won't work.
Well,
no, it won't work.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't so much that I felt. If God gave me an evangelist as a wife, yes, I would accept.
Yeah.
But did I think, oh, I'm going to marry an evangelist, I'm firing here, the evangelist firing on the other side? No, that was not my thought. But I didn't think that I was going to marry a new convert, somebody who has just come to know God, genuinely so.
Yeah.
Not of fake pretending convert. Yeah. But still, I didn't think that I would be marrying somebody who had just come to know God. But, at the end of the day, I think that's where sensitivity comes in.
Yeah.
First of all, I like to say this. If you're somebody who is looking to get married, it is important that you check, you get advice.
Yeah.
I think that goes without saying. We talked so much about whose advice you should be listening to. So I'm not going to go back into that. We talked so much about that in part 1. Whose advice you should be listening to. And we if you didn't get that, please go and listen to part 1, which we did 2 weeks ago on this subject. Whose advice? And I think on that day, it was clear that sometimes the advice of people or the opinion, the people whose opinion some people consider is not what they should be considered. So, but then for you who is, whose opinion is sought, it is important that you are basing your response or your observation. Sometimes your opinion is not sought, but you just happen to be somebody who is integral to the person's life, and you can't wait for your opinion to be sought. You just have to make your thought known. But it's important that whatever your opinions are, because they will influence this person's decision, that they are not based on superficial things. They are based on genuine things. They are when I say genuine things now, they're not based on looks and all of that. They are based, some people say, you're going to marry that guy, you're going to have ugly children. Ooh. Do you understand? It's not based on that.
One day the teeth are going to be buck like his.
Exactly. So by the time you are coming up with all those kind of things,
it's rude.
Yeah, it's rude. How do you expect that person to marry that person? And at the end of the day, he may find, or she or he may find somebody with fine face, fine in your own definition, but bad character.
Exactly.
So you may end up with children with ugly character. That's if the person is still alive to even see those children, because some characters can just kill the person. So you have to be sensitive about that. But should we speak when we notice somebody is about to get married, should we share opinion? Yes, because the opinion plays a lot of role.
Yeah.
But then you then bring it to, finding a life partner. I know with most people, want to find the person that they're going to marry, themselves.
Yeah.
Or, we just went for this occasion and I was just there and he happened to be there and we didn't know each other before, and somehow we just got talking, exchanged number. Those stories. It's the usual story. But not every marriage, happens that way.
No.
Sometimes it is somebody helping to connect or to find, a husband, a wife for you. The question I'd like to ask our audience is, is it right for somebody or for people to help find a wife or find a husband for another person? Is it right?
Well, it's not. Well, I don't think it's wrong to do that. I mean, Abraham, if you like, found a wife.
I'm not just asking her, I'm asking all of you. So it would be good to get your comment. Is it right? Is it acceptable? Do you think that, yes, you should help people in finding a husband, in finding a wife? Or no. You shouldn't be helping anybody in finding a husband or finding a wife. It's better for people to just, find their own husbands and find their own wives themselves.
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it has its place. There are times where you can find the person yourself, and there are also occasions where the person could be found for you and introduced to you. It's still up to you whether to say yes or no at the end of the day, because it's your life. But for somebody to say, oh, I found this person for you, or at least maybe it's the way they introduce them. You just come to the door and knock on the door, open the door and say, I found this wife for you. Come and go and close it. So obviously there's a way this person you found, can be introduced. But if they're carried along and say, look, there's been something in my heart that I don't know whether it's God leading me, or if you don't know if it's God leading you, or God has led me to introduce you to somebody, pray about it yourself, and if this is the will of God for you, or you find peace about this, then you can pursue. But I'm just doing what it is I think that I should do for you in this occasion. This is somebody that I found. You tell them a little bit about the person. You're not introducing the person immediately that same day, but then after some time you now get them to meet up and introduce them. But I don't think it's wrong for somebody to now be introduced to their future spouse to be. I mean, like I said, Abraham done it for his son Isaac. He said he asked his servant to go and find a wife for his son. So that's the finding. He arranged that. Then, as well as that, even when Naomi saw that Ruth was in the field of Boaz, and the way Boaz was favoring her, she said, oh, well, could I just sit here and see this happen? Would I be a good person? So she now had the courage to say, you know what, try and see if this man is interested in you. So it's the same kind of thing. Her life story changed because of that advice that her mother-in-law gave to her. And she's followed that advice step by step. Do this, go here, go to the threshing floor. You'll see him there when he's sleeping. You cover his feet. She gave him step by step instructions, and she followed those instructions, and she became, his wife and the mother of Jesse. So it's important for us to now realize who's the mother of David, King David. So it's important for us to realize that some introductions or some meetings of future spouse can be done through somebody else. It cannot only be you. I don't think so.
Okay, well, people, let's hear from you. The missus says she doesn't think it's wrong. What do you think? Is it right to, find people, team maximizing, saying if they are led.
If they are led.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if they are led. So if somebody is led, if you are led to find a partner or for
exactly.
somebody, then you should feel free to do that. Nicole said, I think it depends on the couple and the situation. Some people will seek counsel before marriage, and others will want to just rely solely on their inner direction from God.
I think that's a topic in itself. Nicole, thank you so much for that. That is a topic in itself. What's the importance of marriage counseling? Because for some people they say, oh no, God has led me, I know everything, I'm fine, we're fine, we're gonna be okay. And
as
you
long
just
as
enter,
God is in it, it's God that instructed us to marry,
and you just go ahead. We don't need marriage counseling, we're fine, we love each other, we're all right, we're gonna love each other for life, love for life. So you now just get married, you're entering something you've never entered before, and you're robbing yourself of having the exposure of hearing experienced people that have gone before you, on a journey that you're about to go into. So I think that's a topic in itself, Nicole, but thank you for that.
All right, so we're still waiting for some of you. What do you think? Is it right to look for? Because the reason I asked that question is because there are situations where you'd have it could be parents, it could be other people, say to a young man, oh, there's this girl that I found, and I think she will make a good wife. Be like, oh, just leave me.
You're coming again with somebody else.
Yes, don't tell me about anybody. When I will find my own wife myself. And sometimes because somebody spoke about it, because somebody was recommending the person, because somebody had talked about the person, the individual just discounts it, put a wall on it. That person is never going to be considered primarily, but maybe if they had stumbled on that person themselves, they would have considered, to look at the person. But because somebody it's just a thing of, I don't want it to be like, oh, they introduced this person to me or told me.
Every time we're going to be saying, how did you guys meet? Your name always has to come up.
That kind of so some people have that. So it's a thing where sometimes you'd have people who think, I don't know why my son is not seeing this girl.
This girl. What's wrong with
or I don't know why my daughter is not noticing this boy. But they will be quiet because they know the person that they are dealing with. So that's why I'm asking, whether is it right to help somebody in finding or no, maybe you shouldn't, just be quiet. And if they do find and present the person to you, then you can say, okay, yes or no. I mean, help in the choosing, but not in the finding. And then in other cases, there are people who might, so I that's what I'm trying to look at, so people, do you think it is right to help people find? Because at the moment, I'm sure that everybody who is online, some of you are probably looking forward to finding the right person and getting married. Maybe you're a man looking forward to finding a lady. Maybe you're a lady looking forward for a man finding you and somebody you can build a relationship with and marry. Or maybe you're there as a parent, or somebody that wants to get married, or as a friend, somebody that wants to get married, but you're waiting. So I hope you just meet somebody. I hope you find somebody. I hope you meet somebody. I hope
looked around.
But you probably know A, B, C, but you don't want to because you know that person. So can we help people in finding? We can help people in finding jobs. We can, and they wouldn't mind. We can help them.
They can even relocate for that job.
We can help them in finding job, and they don't mind. We can help them in finding the right restaurant, and they don't mind.
I recommend this restaurant.
We can help them in finding, where to do their hair, a new salon.
Very true.
And they don't mind. Yeah, it's true. We can help them in finding property.
Oh.
Yeah, can help them find where they're going to live.
Spend their own money, thousands of pounds.
Yeah, and they don't mind. But then when it comes to maybe you're helping them to find a person to marry, it becomes a very touchy thing. So it's a thing where, you know, should people do that or should they not?
I mean, you just opened it up in different levels now, because when you're confident to recommend other types of things to people, you can even recommend churches, recommend, you recommend all kinds of things to people. But then when you see somebody that would be good for somebody, you keep your mouth quiet. That is so, is that not a little bit selfish somehow?
Well, I mean,
it's being cautious. Okay, if in the highest point, maybe you're just being cautious because you don't want the person to, I don't know what you're being cautious of, but you just don't want the person to look at you somehow, or to not, if they say no or they say yes, then things didn't work. Maybe your friendship would be, in jeopardy, or I don't know, whatever. But I think, if you see that the person, they have a potential together, then you just speak. Your own is just to speak. If it's God's will for them, God will make it happen. You only done was speak. So if they now took your words, which is a very big point in itself, but if they took your words, ran with it and thought, no, this ain't working, and, decided to separate, no problem. You spoke. They listened, it didn't work, they moved on. Maybe through that person, they can even find the right person. But to not speak at all, I think that's probably a big concern. I'm remembering something. I have a really close, dear friend when we grew up together, and in the UK. And, like, we grew up together, you're both like, we're both like London, but she's we're both Nigerian, so obviously we'll now be cousin, Igbo, cousin, everyone's cousins. They're not related, but you're just cousins. So anyway, fast forward, she is 1 year or so older than me, and looking for a life partner. She's got 3 other sisters, so there's 4 girls. The third sister is married with children. The first 2 are not married. The last one is not married. So she's the first one. This is my friend. So she's looking for a life partner. And the second sister is also looking for a life partner. And the third one is still a bit like early 20s. So, if a life partner comes, fine. So
the fourth one.
That's the 4th one. So the second one, so the first 2 not married, the third one is, the 4th one is not. The second one sees a guy that is good husband material and immediately thinks of her sister, because the way he is, she feels that he will fit her sister very well, not her.
Even though she's
single and looking for a life partner. All these people I'm talking about, they're like top in their careers, like top in their careers. So the man anyway, he's like a doctor, is very top in his career. Nigerian as well and all that. They're based in different nations of this world. None of them are based in Nigeria. So they're based in different nations of this world. So when the younger sister now saw the guy and saw the sister, she thought, nah, this guy would really suit her older sister. So she introduced them. It's up to you whether you want to marry this guy or you don't want to marry this guy. It's up to you. They now flew to the nation that she's in just to see whether, is this somebody that is a potential or not. Turns out it is a potential. Before you know it, they're engaged. Before you know it, they're married. I went to their wedding, massive, beautiful wedding in Dorchester Hotel in London. They literally closed the whole place down, had an amazing big wedding, spent, I don't even know how much, crazy amount of money. and they're happily married. Now, the sister saw and knows that this guy could potentially be her own, but she saw that this person doesn't fit me and recommended it to her older sister, to the older sister. And the older sister took the recommendation, went to find out for herself, married the guy, and they're happily married. What if the sister saw that this guy is good for the sister? For no, do you know what? I'm not even gonna,
Yeah, but there is a kind of character that the sister would have,
exactly,
and she would not introduce, because the sister, she could recommend to the sister, and the sister say, oh, why are you recommending him to me? You're single.
Yeah,
if you think he's good enough.
So it's not good for you, but you think it's good for me.
Yeah, it's not good for you. You think it's good for me. And dismiss it.
Yeah.
And not even give it a chance to exploit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, that marriage will not happen.
Yeah.
But this was a sister, two sisters who are single. The one of them is the first one who meets this guy, and looks at the guy, sees the character, everything, and feel this guy will be good for my sister.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, it's a good husband material. It's not a good fit for me because of my personality and all of that. But with my sister's personality and everything, fit. Now, the sister that she introduced him to, if that sister was somebody who, she feels, I don't want you introducing me to anybody. I'll find my own husband myself. You need a husband. So why you
introduce him to yourself?
Introduce him to yourself. You think it's not good for you. Why do you think it's not good for me?
Yeah, it's true.
Do you understand? And that will not happen. So I think sometimes it's those things that come into play, because you have situations where sometimes people know people that they can introduce to other people to say, oh, I know this lady, I know this guy. But they wouldn't, because of the backlash or repercussion. Or sometimes too, when the two individuals get married, even though ultimately it was their own choice, they've been introduced to each other, they had the time to get to know each other, decide whether they want to be together or not. When they eventually marry, it's like there is always a rope on the neck of the person who introduced them. If they have any challenges in marriage, it's because of this person that you introduced to me. They've not taken ownership that this is the person I chose to be with.
It goes beyond that.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the person I chose to be with. Is now a blame game. It's like the Adam and Eve situation. Oh, it was the woman. Oh, it was the serpent. Because sometimes people cannot take responsibility. So that plays a role. So I think, if you ask me, what do I think? If you meet people and somebody who may be good for them, should you introduce? Personally, my own personal opinion, I think you should. But then when people are introduced, nobody's introduced to say you must marry this person.
Exactly.
Some parents can't even introduce somebody to their son or introduce somebody to their daughter, because of that same thing, because of the reaction, because they know their daughter, they know their son. And there's just this thing about, I want to find him myself, and I want to find her myself. And sometimes it's a problem. And at other times, I'm going to get into something, but let me read some comments.
Where are people finding people as well? You're happy to go on dating websites to go and find somebody,
but you're not happy.
But you're not happy to take a recommendation
from somebody
that knows
that
knows you.
Yeah.
That is not an algorithm that's guessing you.
Yeah.
This is somebody that knows you and knows the things that will be good for you. Yeah. You're happy to take a total computer to determine your life or a partner, but to take another human being that has emotions, that cares for you, and that knows that person to a degree and knows you to a degree that you're not ready. It's just an advice. Like in the dating website, I'm assuming they will now match, because they say, oh, if you find your perfect match. So they'll put all the things that you put in, whether true or not true, for them and you now put them in. They'll now match two people. This is your match. You're happy to take that recommendation, but somebody else is no. So for me, it doesn't really make sense. Is if you don't want to be recommended somebody, then even all those dating websites is not something that you should go on, because they too in their own
computerized
way are recommending somebody to you. If it's a thing that you truly want to fast and pray and or you know, stumble across somebody in, you know, a unique way, then let it be that purely, and let it not be other things as well. But for me, taking the advice of somebody that you know in a journey that, you know, is a great journey, if you encounter it rightly, you should take the advice.
I want to read some comments. Ade said, connecting two people together doesn't mean the both of them should just go ahead immediately to get married. They should also take time to study themselves before they marry. Do your homework too. Yeah. So it's introduction is not saying that you must marry this person.
Listen, in fact, here's the wedding dress and the the groom clothes, your suit. Here, take and marry. They didn't do that, did they? They didn't say this is your wedding dress and your wedding rings and this is the date of your wedding and here you go. They're just introducing the person. It's up to you to decide whether that person fits your life or not.
Idola said, it's not wrong to introduce people to each other. The decision is still ultimately theirs, whether they accept the person or not. And Jasmine said, introduction to a person or persons, but not choosing for them. Chiwen said, good evening, Pastor and Mrs. Sorry, the number of you who have sent greetings earlier. Just read this. Habe said, it is well. My best friend asked me that she would like her son to marry one of my daughters. I love the family, and I was really happy that she mentioned it to me because her son is my godson. My daughter said no, but my friend was pushing his son, and I was pushing him and my daughter. My daughter just laughed at us and said no. We both felt sad that she did not even give it a go. May the Lord direct all our children's path in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, but this is the something.
This is a typical, like, this is happening.
Yeah, no, but what she's saying now, that's the typical thing where why people don't introduce. Because if the daughter may be feeling, and then even the son of the friend feeling, our parents are trying to bring us together. But sometimes just getting to know each other. Just get to know each other and
discount it.
But when you say no from the onset,
even trying,
nobody's going to introduce later. It's an inbuilt thing. And sometimes also, you know, there's this element also of a guy speaks to a girl, and the girl says no, and because he's spoken to this girl and the girl has said no, maybe the girl is in a group of friends. If he then speaks to any of the other friends of the girl who would have accepted him had he come to her
instead of the
first, then he said no.
Oh, he tried it with my friend. I can't.
Yes. So I think there are a lot of elements.
Girl code.
Girl code and all of that. But I think sometimes it's a problem. I'll give an example. You know, and I think that's where we have to be really sensitive as a people. One of my sisters, she's married. You know her. The husband she's married to, they have a lovely family, happy together as a couple. You know, love God and everything, doing well. The husband she married, she didn't know him before. In fact, and this will probably shock you, when she was in uni, a guy who came and spoke to her, was interested in her for marriage, spoke to her, and she turned down the guy's proposal because at that time she was with someone else. So she told the guy that, you know, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to, you know, go on in a relationship with you because I've got somebody in my life and all of that. Years after everybody's graduated, people are in their careers and all of that, this guy has a friend who is you know, I don't want to mention profession, a friend who is, you know,
high in his career.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, he was chatting with this friend, and so the friend, oh, you're not married. The friend said, no, I'm not married yet. Mm-hmm. And you should be married. The friend said, yeah, he's praying and all of that. Then he told the friend, he said, there's this lady that I spoke to in during my uni days.
Wasn't doing boy code.
No, wasn't doing boy code. She's a lovely lady. I was interested in her, but she turned me down then because at that time she had somebody in her life. Yeah. I don't know whether she's married now or not. I don't know what became of that relationship, but she's a good lady. I am married now. I think you, my friend, you need to be married. Let me try and find out, you know, find people who know where she is now, and to see whether she's married or not. And if she's not, I would like to introduce the two of you. This guy went, did this finding, find my sister, and discovered that, oh, she's not married. Called my sister, oh, hello, how are you? This is da. How are you doing? You know, what about your relationship? Are you married now? My sister said no. Oh, what happened? So, you know, it didn't work out. So they broke the relationship. So, okay. I've got a friend. I was just speaking to him about you, you know, and if you don't mind, I'd like to introduce him to you, and you to him. And, you know, I mean, both of you can talk. If it works out, fine. And he introduced them. Will a girl do that?
No. Will a girl do which part? The introducing?
The introducing.
Somebody that spoke to me.
Yeah, somebody that spoke to...
That person
not somebody that spoke to me.
Okay,
a girl. Somebody that the girl liked.
Okay.
I was interested in. And maybe she made advances. Okay. And the guy turned her down. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Maybe because the guy is in a relationship or whatever. Now she's gone off, and her friend is not married yet. Will she, years after, will she, you know, say, okay, let me see if I can connect my friend with this person?
It's very unlikely. Well, is it? Because at least that friend was not selfish.
He wasn't selfish. And today my sister is married
for years.
Yes. Yeah. And both my sister and her husband are still great friends with that guy who was interested in her. You know,
exactly. He's not looking in your corner eye. I hope you're not still interested in this, my wife.
Exactly. So I think sometimes we have to be more, I don't know, have more wisdom in things, because God can bring...
It's not that life is a journey.
Yes, you know, God can bring people our way in different ways. Like, you know, Habe has said there, maybe her daughter would rather find a total stranger, not the son of my mom's family friend. Best friend.
God's son.
Yeah, not my mom's godson. Maybe the son of the friend would rather find a total stranger. Do you understand? Rather than somebody that we know and they know. So sometimes that makes it difficult to help find people. Or I can know somebody in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another person in another country, and maybe the only thing that is keeping the both of them apart is the fact that they are not in the same location.
Yeah.
I happen to be the person who goes to this country, knows this person, goes to this country and knows this person. And I can be a force of introducing them to each other, but may not do it because of the human factor reaction. So how do people get connected? But like you said, the people can trust an algorithm on a computer to say, oh, I laugh a lot. Okay, the one that laugh a lot will match the one that... No, because those things are pre-programmed. So the computer will just kind of work it all out.
It's even the human being that sat down there to make that algorithm. Are they balanced? Do they know? Do they know everything? That you're trusting one human being or a team of human beings that maybe have issues in their own relationships or don't even have a relationship, that now created everything, and you now say, "Oh, we match because they said we match." Okay, really?
So so I think there's a lot to it, because there are reasons why sometimes people don't want to recommend or connect people, because of the pushback, because of the aftermath reaction and all of that, and also because of sometimes people's pride. Human beings,
I think it's pride. Just pride.
Yeah, because let it not be that it's Chioma that now, I can find my own person myself. Of course, yes. Sometimes you would stumble into people, sometimes your place of work, sometimes, on the street, sometimes in a bus, sometimes in an occasion, sometimes in the church, just anywhere. But at other times, God may also cause you to meet the person through the recommendation of one person or the other. And the Bible says we should be our brother's keeper. And like someone said, it doesn't mean that if somebody introduces you to somebody, they are not saying that you must marry.
Exactly.
No, you still have but give it a chance to get to know this person. Okay, the person says that, they think that this is a good wife material. Okay, let me get to know them. Who are there? Let me see. And then maybe you get to trying to know them, and they say, no. It's not. Oh, thank you, auntie. Thank you, uncle. Thank you, friend, for introducing this person. But from my own this thing, it doesn't seem. I try to give it time for a few weeks before things get further from what I've discovered.
It didn't work. It's not going to work. Yeah.
They will appreciate. Yeah, then they will appreciate and say, okay, I mean, that's fine.
But I don't know, because that thing that you're saying, that is it pride or what have you? Because there's some people that I even know that want to recommend somebody to them, but the way that they behave, I'm just like, I'm buying my time, praying, Lord, the right time to show this.
So it's as if you are the one that want to marry.
Yes.
Okay, there are people that that you would have wanted to recommend somebody to, but you are concerned buying your own time.
Because the person that, not the person that, the two of them are good, but the person that I want to tell that, look at this person, just move your eye, look at them small. That person, for them to even hear, let alone turn their eye, let alone open their eye and see, and let alone agree to now go and talk to that person. I don't know. There's a behavior.
You are not praying, singing. It will look as if you are the one looking for a wife.
Then there's another one. There's another one. I'm not praying, Lord.
Yes,
there's many. Lord, is this person the person for this one? Please, Lord, show me. I don't want to recommend a miss. To pray a miss, recommend a miss. Is that become a thing? So
you're carrying other people's body, which is good.
Yeah, we want our people to marry. So but it's important. The thing is, you should now receive the information. It's information.
Yeah, and then the thing is that you who is trying to do, you can be knocked down if the reaction of the person, you're being knocked down. It's not the fact that the person did not marry the person. It is, whether whether they heard you at all, or how they reacted to your thing. So and sometimes, and I think that's where we have to sensitive, like the story you told about the two sisters.
Yeah.
The other sisters. The one who is married now, she may still be single now, if not. That exactly. She had an open heart. I thought, okay, let me meet this guy. You think he's good,
and it's a game changer. She's literally had to relocate countries as well, because these people are in different countries. Like I said, she's had to relocate countries. Thankfully, her job is something that she can do remotely, and then when she needs to travel for meetings, she can travel. But it's worked. It's worked for her.
Oh wow, our time is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. But guys, I don't know. How do we speak to these ones to tell them, look, just it's a recommendation. I'm not saying you should go and marry the person, but I'm just recommending the person to you. Or this person I see is quite good. Just take the advice. You can throw it away if you want, but just at least hear it. Let it digest a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're saying here, Mommy Norum said, I was recommended by someone and it worked out well.
Imagine.
Yeah.
A mother that's been married.
She has grandchildren. Yeah. Now, she was recommended by someone and it worked out well. But, it's, I don't know. And it takes a lot of also character to see a great thing, and know that, okay, this is a great thing, but my character and their character will not match, but this will be a good fit for my friend else. A good fit for my sister. I think it takes a great character, and that's why that story is shared. I think it's really commendable.
Yes,
because sometimes the people will only recommend or refer them when they feel, okay, I want this thing, but it's not good and it's not up to standard. Maybe I don't want to call any name, can make do with this. Do you understand? Some people are like that. Some people are like that. So and then it makes the other person to now say, okay, so it's not good for you, because it doesn't meet your standard, but it's good for me. So it's having genuine heart, and being genuine, objectively genuine. I think is key in this thing, and it makes a lot of difference. Well, all right. I think we have to wrap up.
Yes. Yeah. We have to wrap up. As always, it's been a blessed evening and a blessed time. Final words. I think really have a heart to receive information. It's because, like I said, it's just information. The person is informing you. I think this person or that person may be good. So if you're in a position where you could be looking for a life partner, or you found somebody that potentially is a life partner, or whatever position that you're in, just be ready to either recommend or receive recommendation. Prayerfully, like these two people that I'm prayerfully waiting for the right time to give the word. But literally, but literally, so that they can, I think sometimes as well, not allowing somebody to get their hopes up, and just being cautious that, it may not work. So let me pray about this to actually know whether it is a God way or a God recommendation. So so I think it really, really is.
Nicole is saying
Sister Nicole, part 3, really, Sister Nicole. but so I think just be ready to hear the advice, or be ready to give the advice. That's really it. And recommendation, I think people that are in that time span of when you are single, looking to get married, to realize or to be taught, to have an understanding that your spouse can come in different ways. Your spouse can come through different means also. It could be somebody you found, somebody that was recommended, somebody that found you. It could come in different ways. So don't.
And it doesn't denigrate.
Yes. Every way is a valid and a genuine and a good way. It's not, oh, I didn't find it myself, this person found it for me. I've like
people become medical doctors, for example. Some finish, do their A-levels, and straight they get into medical school. Some have to go and read microbiology or read biomedical science, do another course and take that route. But at the end of the day, when they all become medical doctors, they are all medical doctors. Nobody's saying you cannot do surgery because you did not come through A-levels. You came through this. He's a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So it's important to know that all routes still leads to marriage.
And ultimately the decision is yours.
The choice is yours.
But give a chance.
Give a chance.
When people recommend. And also, if
give it a fair chance.
Give it a fair chance.
Discount it immediately.
Yeah, and also if you are in a position where you know somebody, it may be, and I think it's probably maybe more difficult for maybe somebody, just like we've seen, we heard of 2 cases, my sister's case, somebody and all of that, and you think, I know somebody somewhere, because you may be the connection, how they will meet. They may never meet in life. And God may have put you as the mutual person that would bring the two of them, introduce the two of them.
You're in a circle for a reason, sometimes, or most times even. You're in a circle for a reason. People that are in your reach for a reason. Different people are in your life for different reasons. Sometimes it's an introduction, introduce you to your life partner, introduce you to a business partner, introduce you to somebody that is going to help you. Everyone always wants destiny helpers. This is a destiny helper. What? You want a destiny helper? Somebody's trying to give you a recommendation for a life partner, destiny helper. So people are destiny helpers. I may just be your destiny helper. I'm gonna do like what is it, a reel, or not a reel? What's the other one? The boomerang. I may just be your destiny helper, and send it to these people, and then I'll talk to them.
Don't do that.
No way.
Don't do that. Oh my God. Having said, I know, right?
Exactly.
All right, people. Thank you for joining us. It's been a wonderful time having you. And hopefully, we want people to marry. We want them to have great homes. We want them to enjoy themselves. And, we just pray that God gives them the wisdom to be able to do that. And those who are around them also the wisdom to be a help to them. And, ultimately, they would get the results that they desire. In Jesus' name. Amen. All right. We want to encourage you to join us tomorrow morning for the Anzam Privé platform. 6 a.m. We'll be praying. It's going to be an exciting time and a miracle-filled time. I mean, did you hear the testimony this morning?
Yeah.
The colon cancer case. The doctors said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. You don't need to bring this guy to this hospital anymore. That's God. We'll be doing more and more and more in Jesus' name.
So whatever they've been doing is praying. Whatever they've been doing is joining on Zion Prevail and servicing the altar. So let them keep on doing it, and let you keep on doing it as well. Because God is answering prayers, and He will answer yours also.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. So join us tomorrow morning on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel this evening. FMC TV is the YouTube channel name. Click on it and subscribe. And the second YouTube channel is Pastor Moses GCF. Same thing applies to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of them. God bless you as you do that. Any other info?
Well, we've got loads of stuff coming up.
We'll talk about them next time.
We'll talk about them when they're closer.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you with us on this episode. And let's help people and let's receive help.
Yes. Receive it.
Bless you.
All right. God bless. Bye.